Good morning to you, sir. Is there just too much choice here?
Morning, sir, and morning to the viewers of listeners of NCA News South Africa. Yes, I think the public has got a wider choice of parties to choose for, but at the same time, we are also seeing growth in our democracy. I think in comparative terms, we are doing quite well. As you compare what's happening on in the African continent, but there are new political formations that were never, or they are not known, and that is the beauty of it. That, but for the fact that they were able to register and contest, but the honors at the end of the day is based on the electorate that must actually choose who they want to lead them. And I think, this is a very good building block towards our democracy.
Is this good though for democracy, Mr. Mulapo, or perhaps could less parties be a better idea? I mean, 48 parties on that ballot paper on the 8th of May. That's just going to be way too much choice. Is it good?
There are, a number of issues really here. One is that we don't want to drift into a kind of one or two dominant parties that don't give any space. It's more like a monopoly. But when other parties or voices are coming in, for our democracy, I think it's very good. But at the end of the day, we need to also to note that the power still rested within the ruling party at the stage as we talk, but this is a contestation to wrestle for that power, and of which we have seen the good and the bad of the ruling party. But when other groupings are coming on board, they are likely to change, They will challenge for power as well. The parties are varied. You have got a range, from community-based kind of parties. You have got more workers' parties, more liberal-orientated. There is a range. Really, the public or the electorate has got a wider choice. And I think for me, it's good for South Africa because where we're coming from, we never had this kind of a situation.
Do we ever question, though, the motives of those who start these political entities, Mr. Mulapo? Because more than often, we've seen stories where some people within these political organizations, they fight tooth and nail just to be the ones that go and sit in parliament. Is this about their monthly salaries perhaps for them, or do they have genuine intentions for the electorate?
Yeah, I think this is a very important question that you are raising. If you have been noticing, the trend was that the ANC at the beginning had quite a lot of people that were willing to be on board, but because the list was quite long, to be on the waiting list, and that's why you had others that could not make it, and then they would actually form their own formations, and that is also to have a stake in terms of what is being offered. But the issue of the salaries and other things, it's a very important issue that you are highlighting, because if you look at some of the veterans, they really never, put the material returns, before anything else, but the liberation of the country. It's more the sacrifices that people made. But that they have got a new kind of dimension in terms of the nature of our politics, that it has to do with bread and butter issues, the politics of the stomach and all that. But I think that is what actually characterized most of our leaders or public representatives today, that they are more concerned about their being than the ones that they are saving. That's why you have got quite a lot of service delivery protests, because the social contract has been broken, and therefore you have got communities that are up in arms because they have been fooled, they have been given false promises.
All right, thank you very much for your insights there.